Hi guys, my name is Sebastian, and I'm going to give you a recap of what happened in Super Bowl 49. But first I'm going to go into speculation that led up to the matchup between the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks. 1. For New England, the issue of Deflategate controversy of whether or not New England was guilty of deflating or underinflating 11 out of 12 balls against their matchup against the Indianapolis Colts in the AFC title game, and whether or not if they are found guilty or not of performing this type of act. And for the Seattle Seahawks, their defense, also known as the Legion of Boom, some of their key components in that defense was injured. In fact, Richard Sherman injured his arm in the NFC title game against the Green Bay Packers. And for Cam Chancellor, another key component in that defense, suffered an injury just days before Super Bowl 49. But overall, the speculation that led into the matchup, everyone predicted that this would be a very close matchup, much closer than the previous Super Bowl. Even though Peyton Manning performed okay in Super Bowl 48, the playoffs and cold weather do not mix well for him, proving that that's his kryptonite, and thus resulting in him not winning another Super Bowl. And both teams carry offensive weapons that cause mismatches for either team. For Richard Sherman for Seattle and Dale Rivas in New England, even though the top corners in the game, both teams have offensive weapons that can cause problems for both individuals. So overall, this looked like it's going to be a very close game. And for the singers, for Izina Menzel singing the national anthem, John Legend singing Oh Beautiful, and Katy Perry singing the halftime show, any artist or musical artist that performs at the Super Bowl, this would be considered as a great accomplishment and great achievement, because it's always a great honor to perform at these type of events, and no matter who you are, singing at this event would immediately make this one of your greatest achievements. So the whole game itself was pretty entertaining to watch. However, I did a test with my TV and my laptop. I watched the game on my TV and it was great to watch. However, I was testing to see whether or not NBC was going to go through with streaming their game on the laptop online, and it proved to be very successful. It was very smooth. I was able to see the game clearly. At the same time, I timed to see if there was a time delay or a lag between the TV and the laptop, and there was. It was between a minute to 2 minutes, a lag time between the two devices. However, it's quite common and is a common casualty of technology, because if you were watching the game in person at University of Phoenix Stadium compared to a person watching TV, there would be considerable lag time as well. So no matter what method you're watching the game or you watch the game, there will be lag time, with the exception of watching in person. If you watch on technology, there will be lag time, but still, it's a great game to watch. So the Legion of Boom, they only performed through half of the game. The first and third quarters was when they were most effective. The second and fourth quarters was when their vulnerabilities and their weaknesses showed, mainly due to some of their components having injuries in the game and the replacements not being able to be up to par or be able to go along with the scheme because they're still fresh. In the first and third quarters, they were able to dominate. They were able to hold New England to as few points as possible. But once the second and fourth quarter came, that's when they were missing tackles, allowing for small yardage plays to turn into big gains for New England, and that cost them the game. If they had performed the same way as they did in Super Bowl 48, this would not have been the issue. Plus, they put a linebacker on Rob Gronkowski a few times. That's a big mistake that they should have learned from the first time they tried it, because Rob Gronkowski is a very big tight end. He's very dominant. So trying to have a linebacker who's not trained to guard an individual like him, you're just asking for trouble. However, the fourth quarter was when the most drama occurred, when Javon Curse of the Seattle Seahawks caught that improbable catch by Russell Wilson to give Seattle a better chance of scoring a touchdown and the go-ahead score. It brought back old memories for New England. In Super Bowl 42, David Tyree caught that impossible helmet catch against the New England Patriots for the New York Giants. That game New England lost. In Super Bowl 46, Mario Manningham caught the improbable sideline catch against the New England Patriots, even surrounded by multiple defenders. Also for the New York Giants, that game, New England also lost. So it looked like history was about to repeat itself for New England. But fortunately, New England caught the interception at the 1-yard line, thus ending the game in New England's favor. However, a big brawl ensued after New England took a knee, which means towards the end of the game, the victor takes a knee, stops play, and that's usually the end of the game. But Seattle started the ruckus, and some players from both sides fought, but only one player was expelled. So it was kind of hard to understand why only one person was expelled, but it was the end of the game, and I don't think the referees cared that much. But overall, individuals were talking about whether or not Seattle made a mistake, if the play call to pass to the 1-yard line was the biggest mistake in Super Bowl history. In my opinion, it was not. I've seen worse. I've seen replays of previous Super Bowl games where plays were just badly conducted. In fact, Kurt Warner did the same thing in Super Bowl 43 for the Arizona Cardinals. Of course, the individual from Pittsburgh ran it all the way back for a touchdown before halftime, but still, mistakes like that occur. So if they had given to Marshawn Lynch, Seattle would have won the game, and Russell Wilson would have been the one quarterback to not only beat Peyton Manning but also beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. So overall, it was a good matchup to watch. Even though the Legion of Boom did not perform as well as they should have, they did perform halfway through the game, but their lackluster performance in the other 2 quarters cost them the game. And if they had not been injured, or if they actually had stayed the same form as they did in Super Bowl 48, they would be 2-time Super Bowl champions right now. So for the MVP, they gave the award to Tom Brady. We all know he's a great quarterback. However, he doesn't deserve the award as much as two other individuals on New England's team. One, a case can be made for Rob Gronkowski. He is a big individual who caused mismatches for Seattle, and he caught more passes for New England when it mattered most. However, the individual that I believe should have deserved the MVP honors was Julian Edelman, wide receiver for the New England Patriots. He was the individual who caught those small yardage plays and turned them into big gains, thus exposing Seattle's defense. He should have been the real MVP and not Tom Brady, but it is what it is, and now Tom Brady can now celebrate his newly Super Bowl victory. If Seattle had won, 3 individuals come to mind. Russell Wilson, if he had beaten the New England Patriots, he would be downright the MVP because he beat Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. But since that's not the case, he would still get MVP if he had won. Marshawn Lynch, dominant player, beast mode. He did what he was supposed to do. He caused problems for New England's defense. However, Chris Matthews was, I believe, should have been the MVP if Seattle won the game. He caught passes for Seattle that mattered the most, scored touchdowns, and he was an unknown player prior to the NFC title game against Green Bay. So all of his accomplishments in just 2 games, I believe he would have deserved the MVP if Seattle had won the game. So overall, this game was much better than last year's Super Bowl. Much more enjoyable to watch, and the teams actually duked it out, and it was a really close game. A Super Bowl is designed to have both teams, the best teams from both conferences, to play their best and make it close. And as Bob Costas said after halftime, he said this game would not be a blowout, but it would be very close. He was right, and this game was very enjoyable due to that fact. My name is Sebastian, and I hope you guys have a good day.